Justin Career here is on, and welcome to the Justin Career Show. It's on July 30th, 2020. We held a receive, and I just received that today's return. That means the NBA season has returned, and it's been for 5 months. 5 freaking months since the pandemic began, the coronavirus outbreak, COVID-19 outbreak. But the NBA season has returned. That means no. The NBA season has returned, but that means no fans, no not everything, no drinks, no everything that going on that coming out the jail. Well, anyway, you can be at home watching TV without going into the sun and not down in Orlando. I do know that NBA season has just returned since March. What happened in March? That was on the 11th of March when they have fans, up there looking like, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, well gone." And they were thinking, I knew this was going to happen. And they just postpone. They have postponed games on March 11th. They There were no games in the NBA, but now it has been returned tonight, and tonight should be the good one. And after this exhibition season, an mid exhibition season here in July, it's summertime. It's couldn't even get in the bell. But I just know that tonight is going to be the night, and you just won't forget. And we're going to go for the decisions, please. Okay, as you might know, that will be tonight, the NBA season. And let's see what the guest is going to be like. And for sure, and I gotta tell you, I may have turkey, ham, and cheese sandwich tonight. Well, I mean, I'm watching the game. But now, tonight at 9 o'clock on TNT, the Los Angeles Lakers take on the Clippers. That starts tonight. And at 6:30 p.m., the Utah Jazz facing the Pelicans. That will be at. No, this is. I mean, it's just about fine. It's just a fine NBA. And tomorrow, the Magic versus the Nets at 2:30. 4 o'clock, Suns versus the Wizards. 4 o'clock tomorrow, Blazers, Trailblazers. 6:30 tomorrow, the Celtics versus the Bucks. That start at 6:30. The Kings versus the Spurs. That starts tomorrow at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, 9. Rockets versus the Mavericks. So there's a game every day season, but it has returned for right now since the pandemic, and that's where it goes, and that's where it's always will be. It's just a little bit of the story. So now, but what I can see is LeBron James thinks this is not normal, and this is real, very real. They have this whole lot of stuff in the NBA. I'm like, oh my, stuff that we haven't seen is happening. It's happening in this Disney World thing stuff. And we're gonna go for this right now. Now let's say Zion Williamson. Okay, Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans that we see. It says New Orleans Pelicans rookie Zion Williamson is a game time decision for the opening game of the NBA restart on Thursday. Coach Alvin Garrison said on Wednesday afternoon. Now, Garrison said the Pelicans team would ultimately decide whether Williamson, who was away from the team for 12 days due to a family medical emergency and his 4-day quarantine, is ready to play against the Utah Jazz. Obviously, as a course, you want him out there as much as you can possibly have him out there. Greg Carrington said, "We have guys that are better equally to make those decisions than I am for a half standpoint and a minutes playing standpoint. It'll be correctly something that's done by sitting down and talking about it and figuring it out if he does end up playing." Williamson addressed the mill for the first time Wednesday since he left Orlando on July 16th and said he just wants to play, but recognizes the risk at hand. "I think me and my team are going to look at what's best for me, my future, and being safe," Williamson said. "If you know me, I want to hoop. That's just how I am. I never going to change. I'm going to wait to hoop. I'm going to want to hoop. Simple as that." Now, Wilson decided to go into details about the family medical emergency, just saying it was something he talked over with his parents and family about the decision to leave and the timing on coming back once he did return to Orlando. He was quarantined in a hotel room for 4 days as he tried to balance getting ready to play while having to stay in his room. So he had a 12-day thing, and then one to his win and one to do something about it. Its failure is to um not something going to be just an massive concern, but it's on amount of time. It's just a matter of time when he returns to the game this tonight against the Utah Jazz. And so that is his smart decision. That was his good idea. So now all I'm seeing is, man, might be the good times, it might be the good, might be the good time, it might be the bad time of that issue. And all I'm saying is concerned. Now we can respond a lot of things. We can do a lot of things here. They can do things here in the NBA. Yes, it has. Just that person. But enough of that. I gotta take a quick break. Hold on just a second. I think that was my thing. And so, I mean, everything that goes on in that man at that time. Well, anyway, just like you said, months ago, I think that you might say. Now, on the other hand, knows LeBron James knows that the LA Lakers are in a top hot spot, including the Milwaukee Bucks. They're on the hot spot as well. Now, there are top those are the two top teams, West and East. And my pick will be now what's the NBA finals gonna be? What NBA finals gonna be this year? Well, I think it will be the Lakers versus the Bucks. That could be a that could be a that could be an urge game for sure. Do I ever gonna know it? For sure, that's for sure. And guess what? I already know. I already know who's gonna win the NBA finals this year. I already know. Toronto Raptors, well, they are in the hot spot as well. It may happen, it could be happening for sure. And yes, it is what it is. I'll tell you how a lot of stuff's going on here in the NBA here. LeBron James continue to pick up, knows he's better. He's a better NBA player. here in the Eastern Conference, and that's why he's going to do it, and that's what he's going to do for real. And yes, he does. He's a good player. But know what? Know what? What the Milwaukee just do? Remember last season, 2018-19 season, they lost to the Toronto Raptors. They led 2 games to zero. They led 2 games to zero, and they were down 4 games to 2, and that was it. Hakeem Puka got mad at the press conference, walked off, and got angry, and you know, but they get through it. They get through it, and they're going probably gonna win on because they are number one. Milwaukee Bucks are number one here. Even though they're doing that, the Bucks are doing this to the 1970s, and but yeah, I don't know. I really don't think so. I really think the LA Lakers are going to win the NBA Finals because we got LeBron James. I'm on the LeBron side right now. I'm on LeBron's side. Forget about it. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for sure. That's for sure. That's number one. So that's number one reason. Something that's going to happen. Something else that really going to continue about that we will remember, and that is please. So it will happen for sure. Um, what can happen? What may happen if this since the since the COVID-19 pandemic has hit? Well, I know there were all things like this. The news was KD, Kevin Durant got tested positive. Russell Westbrook test positive. Gilbert test positive. And at the time, and then the NBA players all test positive. But they got bail for sure. Yes, they got bail for sure. And Kevin Durant is thinking about it. He's going to stay out until next season. But just to make sure, we got a lot of stuff going on. As it means you don't get ready to play for the NBA when you get sick. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, and here's what he's saying. Here's what he's saying on that one, and that's on the CBS News. It says after months of delayed numbers of ancestors and dozens of positive COVID-19 tests, tests that the NBA will resume the 2019-20 season of two on Thursday night. That is tonight. The Utah Jazz and the New Orleans Pelicans will meet in the first game of a doubleheader with the Los Angeles Clippers and Los Angeles Lakers closing the show. There are 22 teams inside the league's bubble environment at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and there's each and they'll each play 8 standing games over the next 2 weeks. Those contests will determine the playoff standings, with a possible playing series between the number 8 and number 9 seed of each conference. If ninth seed is within 4 games of 8 seeds. From there, the postseason will concern in the traditional format with 7 game series in each round until a championship is crowned. But all this is counting on the bubble maintaining its safety. So far, at least, this experiment has worked, with 0 positive tests since the entry of and quarantine period. Ahead of the first games, breakdown. Here's a breakdown of how everything is working in Orlando. Now, when will the NBA start playing games in Orlando? Sending games begin on July 30th, with the playoffs set to tip off on August 17th. If necessary, playing in games for the number 8 seed will take place on August 15th and 16th. The NBA Finals will begin on September 30th and end no later than October 13th. And the full NBA schedule can be found here. Here's a general overview of what things will look like over the next few months. July 30th to August 14th, seeding games. August 16th to August 15th to 16th, playing in tournaments. August 17th, Playoffs began. August 3rd, family guests of teams arrive. August 31st to September 13th, conference finals, conference semifinals. Oh boy, this is all that's it. And we had this already. Yeah. September 15th through the 28th. September 15th through the September 28th. The conference finals will begin, and September 3rd through the 14th, NBA finals will begin. And yes, it is what it is. For folks, they look like it's gonna be a normal game for sure. Just no reason, just imagine what we're probably going right now for sure. And yes, it is going to be a great one for sure. Yes, it's going to be a great one for sure. Where it's up and down the clouds. The only way in this win this tournament is to begin, and it will begin on August 17th. The playoffs will begin. So, we're gonna find out. Okay, if I can get this. So I can be on that one. But anyway, but look, it's just a season. It's an NBA season. First the season, then the tournament, then the playoffs, and then the conference semifinals, and then the conference finals, and then the NBA finals. And all the continue, whoever continue, whatever happens in this game, it's just gonna be a very, very fun time. Because every time I know it, just be a little bit of race. So blah blah blah. Anyway, tonight. So tonight, there you have it. Pelicans versus the Utah Jazz. That starts tonight. And the Lakers and the Clippers are going to close out tonight on TNT. That's all I have to say for now. And like me on Facebook. Subscribe. Don't forget to know the results of the NBA. Well, till next time, we'll see you on the next video. Anyway, probably not yet anyway. So, I'm seeing this. And also, don't forget, we want to know that the NHL season of the tournament will start. The standing cut of the tournament of the playoffs will start on August the 4th. That's all I have to say for now. This is Joseph Hood. And remember, love, peace, and soul. Good day, everybody.